happy Mother's Day. This is your first Mother's Day?
This is my first Mother's Day.
Okay. Tell me what it's like to be a mom at a track.
Well, this is our second race. First was Appleton. That didn't go so well. It was just a lot of busy work. It's a lot of packing. We actually do really well because we send her to daycare, so that kind of helps too, that we put together bottles. So that's kind of our starting point in the morning is prepping bottles, making sure we have, I have a little wrap carrier that I carry her around in. And then I also, I pump and bring bottles for that too. So I spend a lot of time in the van, especially at Appleton. I spend a lot of time in the van. First it was hot and I had to pump and try to take care of the baby all at the same time. So I can't say that our lives changed a lot. We kind of knew what we were getting into.
Wait, how many years have you been preparing bottles?
4 years. 4 years making bottles and delivering here at the races every weekend. So we just accommodated it.
Kind of just roll with it.
We just roll with it, exactly.
What has been like the biggest challenge so far being a Moto-Mom?
Well, I'm really trying to convince Logan to get us a camper. I think that would be phenomenal. Because we have always spent our nights in the van, but obviously we don't have an air conditioner or a heater in there, so we can't stay in there with the baby, and there's just not enough room. So I think the hardest part has been just cramming. We had already like been crammed into the van, and then now we had a baby,
Yeah.
so like we have the pack and play that goes in there, the car seats, everything. So I think the best part would be probably to get a camper. The hardest part is just cramming even more stuff into this tiny little van.
Yeah. And the baby's only
And the
a girl.
baby, yes, exactly. And
yeah.
she's gonna start to ride too, so
Oh,
yeah,
ooh.
yes.
You got a little strider for her
We
yet?
do. Well, not her. My nephew has one, but it's coming.
Okay.
It's coming. We don't know if we should get a pink or a white one. We're not really sure yet. We're gonna have to see for sure.
Maybe a little trial strider.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to stickers on it.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about what goes on. I mean, you've been a part of Logan's race career for how many years now?
I think we're going on close to 7 or 8 years total.
Okay. Tell me a little bit, about what goes on behind the scenes being you kind of have been a Moto-Mom for just being a Moto girlfriend.
Exactly. Like just her daily life or once we get here.
And making sandwiches, all that stuff.
Yes, so all down to the science. We used to, I would say for the first 3 years of Logan's racing career with me and in it, we came with his parents. So there was big rig here, but then ever since he graduated, I graduated, we started traveling by ourselves. And he's always had some sort of van. We've had a smaller van, and then we had the big box van, which that was really nice because we would always stay in there. And then we have this van now. But just kind of, we show up and set up our tent. Ever since probably about 4 or 5 years ago, we've started the water bottles. Making sure lunch. Logan is a very bland eater, so it's always white rice and chicken, canned chicken sometimes, really nasty. So just making sure that that's microwaved, ready to go. Hydropower as well. He drinks hydropower now, so in previous years he's always had some sort of supplement drink, so making sure that all of the bottles are prepped, making sure if there's a bottle up at the line. There for a while he was using a stand up at the start, so just making sure that was picked up. I mean, I could have a boatload of jobs, really. It kind of changes every now and then, but usually it's all the same. And just making sure, like, my biggest thing is hydration with him. Just reminding him, dude, have you had a water in the last hour or so? But yeah.
Does it get pretty boring? Or are you like, what's kind of your tricks for keeping yourself entertained at a race? Are you like super into it?
I am into it. 110%. I knew that coming into this, I knew what I was getting myself into. Well, I actually didn't know. Okay, funny story. His mom actually sat me down in the cooler my very first race and said, "Hey, just so you know, he's a AA rider. He was number one in the state at the time." And I was like,
I've got
excuse me. He's a AA rider and he was number one in the state. And I was like, you're kidding me.
No, you're like, oh, cool, he rides dirt bikes.
Yeah. No, he didn't explain that, Jody. Thank you. So, that's what his mom had said, and I was like, oh, wow, okay, so we're really getting into this then. Yeah.
Really committed.
And I was a high schooler at the time, so I mean, like every weekend was me being sent to the track and then back to school the next day on Monday. So
you're all in.
I was all in. Yep, still am. Don't sit down once I get here usually. So
Cool.
I am ready for us to have our children to race. I feel like he's acclimated me into this sport very well.
Cool. And do you get on a bike at all, or have you?
Oh gosh, yes, I have. We one time down in Alabama. Logan is not okay. I shouldn't say this because he's actually a really great trainer. He's a really great trainer for people. He does really well. He does not train his wife. We do not get along when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
With a significant other.
It is. It's a totally different story. So, I've only gotten on one time with him, and he just made me extremely mad. And then I did it by myself one time in Alabama. I had another gal named Lizzie. She had a bike that was a little bit lower to the ground. It was a lot easier to ride. I don't think he can talk me into it, truthfully.
Okay. Well, I got a lowered Triumph if you want to try.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
I think they would all be impressed. I think once Evie starts racing or riding, she's gonna make me. I just know it, and he is gonna make me too because he's gonna be like, "Let's go to Tileman and do the family ride." And
yeah, a little bit lower still.
Maybe coming up pretty soon, but yeah.
Cool. And what have been some of your essentials in a diaper bag so far? Like, absolute have to have at a race.
At a race, tons
Moto-Mom
of toys.
tricks.
Tons of toys. Thus far, the Muffy Mitt things, she did not really care for them, but they're an essential at the start line because their little ears can't handle the loudness. But I should say just having, lots of diapers and wipes and making sure the bottle service is there.
For both of them.
Yep, for both of them. And I have to say my best essential key thing that I have brought to the races thus far has been the wrap carrier. And that's just because when we're on the go, I mean, I didn't know if, like, Logan's mothers don't always come to the races, so I wasn't sure, like, am I going to be holding her and handing off this bottle at the same time?
Bottle
Like,
for both
I'm not
of
sure,
them.
so might as well just bring the pack anyways, so.
Yeah.
But I also do have a little chair thing too. That thing has come with us every single time. We actually have gone down to Oklahoma with her twice, so we're acclimating ourselves to the race life before we had even come to the races. But yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything all the Moto-Moms do behind
Thank
the
you.
scenes.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day to